Hey guys, I'm back at it again today on a Sunday. So today's going to be an easier subject to talk about because it involves another book update. I'm currently on chapter 14 and I'm like 204, 205 or 6 pages into it. And not the chapter itself, but the book in total. For chapter 14 though, I'm on the third page of that chapter. I might do 4 pages. I just might, but I don't want to. I don't want to get ahead of myself. I want to keep things. I want to pace things as much as I can. Uh, so since chapter 12 is done and finished, and that's the chapter that begins section 2. That chapter is quite long. We're talking 40 pages exactly. Now, I haven't edited the chapter yet. I have not done that. I'm going to edit that chapter maybe when I'm done with this section, because I found out that when I was editing section 1 and I had that whole section complete, I found it better to have something complete than to just go back to a previous chapter and try to fix whatever. And why I do that is just because I want to keep the story flowing. It should make sense in some parts and some areas, and I caught myself. I caught some things that kind of broke the story, the continuity. I mean, and now that I fixed that problem in section 1, I'm gonna do the same in section 2. So it's gonna be quite a while till section 2 is completely finished for the rough draft. I mean, there's more art coming this month. There's supposed to be more art coming this month, so I'm excited to see that whenever they will come. And I won't be having in character, like actual book, actual character art coming possibly. I don't know, maybe this month, because this character, and I know it doesn't make sense, but what I explain to you guys is, so I had paid for, certain characters to be made a few months back. Now they're coming up to this month, and I've been told that they're going to be, drawn this month. So that's good. That's good. But I won't really be spending money to have characters be drawn this month. So it might be into November that I'll have those characters. I'll spend money and have more characters be drawn, because Lord knows that there is a lot to get done in that aspect, and I'll be happy once I'm done with it. Oh man. But yeah, I'm not I'm not complaining about it. I really enjoy this. I really enjoy seeing this stuff be made and actually be um, there's actual characters to be shown, instead of just me typing up the details about them in the book and going through it again, and just I would like there to be some actual visual aid there, some art, just to help with that well, not the imagination part, but just to show people that, hey, yeah, this is what the character looks like, and it's my job to make sure that the descriptions fit what the character looks like, obviously. um I tried. It's right now, for that whole part, it's sort of hard for me. And what I mean by that is that sometimes things don't go as planned, wherein it comes to an art commission. So I literally would have to go back to a certain chapter and change what the character looks like, how I type what the character looks like in the book, just because I might have come up with a new design for them. And like, yeah, I like this. I like this attire. This, I love this clothing a lot more on this character actually. Or, the horns have to be a certain angle, or the eye color, blah 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 blah. So luckily that hasn't been happening too much, but it has happened at least probably twice. But hey, I mean, I'm all for it, man. I'll go with the flow. I mean, I'm working with some great people here, and I am very appreciative of that I'm able to work with these guys. So, uh, getting back on track with the recent, I'm sorry, with the latest chapter, which is chapter 14. I have some things planned out for that chapter, but since I'm since things are starting to fold in and connect, I'm trying my best to have this roadmap where things will actually keep the continuity straightforward. Not trying to do like Kingdom Hearts level stuff where you have to go through a whole maze to figure one thing out or whatever. I'm not doing that. It's just that it's common sense with writing 101. You want to I want to engage my audience, well, future audience or whatever, um, and it's it's just me trying to figure out, hey, what is the best method to introduce this into that, to bring these together without so much of an interruption or breaking the immersion or blah blah blah. So that's something that I'm dealing with right now, and I have a plan. I have an idea. So far, it's working, but it's only temporary. So until I have a new plan, and it's not just covering like a chapter or a few pages of a chapter, and it connects to the other chapters, I'll be good as gold right there. But for now, I'm taking it one step at a time. As I said, once I'm done with section 2, I'll go back and read that section and fix any errors, as to the best of my ability, and then rewrite some parts and send those edits over to a person who will help, with the feedback and everything. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, so I guess on I guess if you guys haven't missed, if you well, I'm sorry, if you guys have missed anything on my Twitter, which is not for uh, kids, definitely not for kids. Let me put that out there. It's not for kids, but for you guys who are over, who are 18 and over, it's fine. But I made a drawing. I'm sorry. I did a drawing. Oh gosh. And well, it's one of my favorite characters. And there's this I'm not sure if you guys seen this meme going around, or this trend. Really, it's basically dying down now, but um there is the Starbucks girl, and guy, you just it's a lewd meme. Let's just say that it's a lewd meme. So I decided to draw uh one of the characters, wearing the Starbucks apron, and I mean, I'm surprised. I surprised myself because I usually don't. I rarely draw anymore. I'm not that great of an artist, but so far, I mean, it looks pretty cool. So I don't know if you guys want to check that out or anything like that. So as I guess it's not really a big update, but I mean, I think it's pretty funny to mention, I guess. So I thought I owe you guys, well, obviously, I do owe you guys an update in a video like this, where I just talk about what's currently going on in the book and everything, and some other stuff, some extras, and I'm honestly surprised, I think, but I'm glad at the same time that I'm doing this. I'm actually doing this. I actually have 200 and something pages currently in this book. My original goal for this book was to reach around 200 and something and just be done with it, right? No. Um with the rate how I'm going at this pace I'm going, um I think there will be close to 300. I'm hoping it's just going to be close to 300, because man, oh man, things are just, they're not wrapping up, but the finish line is in sight. Let's just say that it's in sight. I'm nowhere near close. I'm nowhere near done, but it's in sight. And after I'm done with this section, then there is the epilogue. The epilogue it will probably be a page or two long, really. But oh my gosh, I started this journey back in March, and it's about to reach the seventh month anniversary of me just working on this book. So I don't know. It just feels so surreal, and I think I said something like that before in my previous book update, or maybe a bit of my videos. But honestly, that's the only thing I can say about this, is that I'm really doing this. I just woke up one day and just said I want to write this book. I wasn't thinking hard on it, like, and deciding should I or should I not or whatever. I just woke up one day and I said I want to write this book, and I'm 7 months into it, or almost 7 months into it, and I have all this progress. Man, um, as for the marketing, I have some ideas with that. Um, if I were to do crowdfunding, I of course would need to do maybe some heavy advertising, but I'm not sure about that, because I mean, I'm going to a field that I completely do not know about. I don't have any understanding of that field. Just only the things that I've seen with crowdfunding books and comic books and all that. But what I noticed that you know, you see the advertisements on Twitter. You can promote your tweet. I don't know how effective that is, to be honest. Uh, you can promote it anywhere, really. It's just that it has to catch the audience eyes. And I believe I have a good story. I have a great story. I honestly believe that. But I mean, I can't just rely on the story being good. I have to rely on some many other factors, like how to get the audience attention, how to keep their attention, how to keep them engaged, and actually convince them to buy my book and all that. It's simple stuff like that. And some people just they go out there and they try their best, and they may not succeed the first time, and I'm not really expecting, you know to be like this this big cheese, big whiz, whatever the hell you want to call me. But who makes like all this money off of something. I mean, it would be nice to make money, don't get me wrong, it'd be nice, but I mean, I'm doing this because this is something I'm passionate about. That will always be the first thing right there for me, is the passion. And I love these characters. I love how these characters evolve over the chapters, through the sections, and you just it never feels dull, really. Not really. I bring in just enough to make it feel, to make it, yeah, to make it seem lively, to make it feel as if, you know um, these are characters that people can relate to. And it's just not, and it has nothing to do with identity or anything like that. These are genuine characters that I want people to connect with, to embrace, to like, to hate, or whatever. This this means I'm doing my job correctly, making the audience feel, uh, uh, in a positive manner, where they got their money's worth, and I gave them a great product. And I'm always going to emphasize on that. I always will, because that means my hard work has been paid off. I that's a goal right there for me to complete, man. I just to feel that completion after everything I went through for this, man. I I'm a little nervous. I'll be honest. I'm a little nervous, somewhat scared, but I'm going full on the steam, man. I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping. I will not stop at all until it is done. And I look forward to reading and hearing, people's feedback, if I'm that lucky. And I'm gonna do everything in my power to make this just, pretty damn good. Uh, I don't know if I just deviated from the conversation a little bit. I'm sorry. That's what happens when I just I talk for too long. My mind goes to one thought and then to another and just jumps around. I'm sorry if kind of confusing you guys here, but if I were to do crowdfunding, I'm leaning more towards that. But I mean, plans can change, to be honest. And now that this thought's in my head, um, I know I mentioned like before where I don't want to be micromanaged and all that. It doesn't mean that I'm not gonna accept criticism, or feedback. It means like I just I don't like these nitpickers, man. These people who just pick and pick and pick. They're not really giving. I can't really say that, and like I can't really say that they're not being helpful, because there's some things are helpful, but it's just you gotta allow creativity to breathe. And you know I'm all for fixing errors and trying to be better. Definitely am. But when it's something that's just not being used the right way, not being used properly, and just there just to cause discourse, that just count me out. I'll be fine with working with publishers. Now that I think about it, and I know I know my mood kind of changed on that a little bit, where I was saying like, oh, I never want to work with publishers or something like that. But you know, there are some publishers out there who are actually good at what they do, and that, you know, that'll definitely help with advertising and getting connections with other people and all this and that. So there's a lot on my plate to think about with marketing and all that, and I think about that constantly. I don't let it consume me or overtake me, or you know, or overload me or anything. It's just it's always in the back of my mind. Like I'm getting close to that finish line, and once I reach that finish line, I want to have at least an idea what I want to do, and I have these ideas, but they're not well structured for that side of things. But for now, I think that's it. I think that's all I have to say, really. So expect new art this month. I've already teased two of them so far. They're not finished yet. Hopefully, my main artist can finish them in time, um, and you know, and the other artists can have that done as well this month. So patience is key, guys, and it'll come when it comes. Just gotta keep on trucking along, you know. I'll definitely keep on writing, especially with my schedule being being altered now than how it was 2 or 3 months ago. So, yep. All right, guys. Peace out.